Hello everyone. Today I Ashutosh is going to review a book that I have read about 3 months ago. It is a spiritual book, not related to any god, particularly not any religion. It is basically based on an ideology. The book name is Siddhartha by Herman Hesse. Uh, this book is 146 pages, not too much to bother about the length. One statement, or I say a small review I have written on it, is everything that exists is an illusion and real and of same value always. It is our wishes, lust, love, affection, greed, wisdom, folly, hate, anger, bliss, all those mix of emotion that differentiate between them. If you want peace, make every of your feeling and act equal. That's just a simple quote I wrote. Let me guide you through the complete story that is there in this book. There is a person that whose name is Siddhartha. So yeah, the name is analogous to Gautam Buddha. Though there is a character whose name is Gautama Buddha. So I think the writer Herman is directly relating to Bodh philosophy, in which Siddhartha left his home at a very early age uh, and followed the Saman practices for 3 years with his friend Govinda. They both, in the major part of the Saman practices, going to the homes of other residents nearby in the village and ask for food to them. So it basically makes us lose our character and think and ponder of things that are of a higher level to reach salvation or enlightenment. Then there comes the character, uh, our Gautama Buddha, who is renowned to be enlightened or have been at a higher level than normal samanas and other people. So Siddhartha was not influenced by his ideologies. He was influenced by the ideology where you don't want to be stopped at some place until your inner peace is attained. Govinda, other on the other side, uh, joins them. The Buddha, say monks, which were in numbers like thousands, they follow the teachings of Gautama Buddha. Then Siddhartha leaves Govinda at that point and uh, visits, keep going and going, uh, and reaches a place where he meets a woman. The woman is basically living in a palace kind of place where is a garden, and she is not reachable to everyone. Though by some, I would say, luck, or the story makes it, Siddhartha reaches to the woman and go ask for her about how, what is making her live like that and what is her life. So she teaches about love, and it makes Siddhartha to more lean towards manly life, the social life we are living or we are willing towards. Uh, he then goes to a merchant and learns business and trading. Though he was always blunt in terms of saving money or being greedy to increase and more the business. Still, the business grew in presence of him, so he became rich. There were so much resources surrounded to him. He had a lot of money. So in his mid 30s, he started drinking and playing, gambling with other traders. He in the start he used to gamble for fun, so whether he wins or lost, it doesn't affect his mental state. But with time, it started connecting with his emotions. So he become more uh, impatient with the losers, and applies or makes more higher bid. And eventually one day he felt that these things are of worthless, and he left the place in the undrunk state and reached the river which he crossed uh, while coming from the place leaving Govinda. Near that place, he met a ferryman who, in terms of Siddhartha, was at better place where he had peace in life. What the ferryman did was taking passengers from the one bank side or to other, and most of the time uh, he said that the river is the reason or the master from which he learns things, the sound, the flow, everything. The river teaches him a lot. With him, Siddhartha settled down at that place in his hut. There he started learning patience and other practices, emotions that the ferryman used to practice or have. So then once the woman with whom he used to live in the city, she was going to see Gautama Buddha, who was residing on the other side of bank because he was ill. But at the bank, the son of the woman and Siddhartha uh, felt tired and asked her to stay there for a while. So she stayed there, and unfortunately a snake bit her. So the ferryman and Siddhartha brought both of them to their hut when she felt unconscious. There he tried to help her, but in the night Siddhartha realized that she is not going to live further, uh, and in the that same night she died. The son was a little bit affected by his mother's death, though he was in care of the Siddhartha and the ferryman. Still, he was not feeling content that he is his father, so he wanted to go back to the actual place where he and his mother lived. Then one day, he took some of the money where the ferryman have saved in his lifetime. He took them and went to the city. Siddhartha followed back him in the morning, but he couldn't find him. When he returned back, he was feeling the misery, the pain of his father when he would have left him in that same state. So that moment hits him hard, how life goes. We realize things when they are not in our hand. It is a quite teaching book where the author tried to make us connect with the story. The amount of adjectives used to explain or portray the emotions is great, and I think that makes the book a very easy and more thoughtful to read. And I would rate it 4.5 out of 5 stars. Zero point 0.5 for the beginning, where the story felt not connecting to the reader. There are many events that are like in the mid. I felt like Siddhartha wanted to be enlightened, and the writer shows a good amount of text where Siddhartha majorly focuses on the non-religious practices like earning money, spending money, and gambling, sex, and all those stuffs. So that made a little dissatisfied me, dissatisfied to me. But after reaching a particular point, I felt that this was necessary to make a base where the ending felt more to me. So yeah, the book is great.